This is Paul Rodriguez, and this is my critical assignment. So first, going over the health and movement assessment. So I used the FMS to assess my client. My client became pregnant during this course, so I had to do a lot of modifying for her with movements and repetitions, as well as weight. Some common faults that I discovered was a rounded back. I was looking forward, just a little too much, core not being engaged the way it should have been, holding her breath during the exercise rather than breathing through it, and the health assessment resulted impacted the program by her high blood pressure and pregnancy. So due to this, I had to make some adjustments and regressing some of the weight to more of a lighter resistance. And going into the periodization, the client's goal was to decrease body fat by 4% over the course of 16 weeks. She was a former CrossFit athlete, so with that I wanted to incorporate some of the movements such as Olympic lifting and short spurts of body weight, plyometric, and a lot of the key terminology to help ensure that she was dedicated to the process of the programming. So with this, I started out with exercises, resistance exercises for about 4 days per week, with some good metabolic conditioning as well as plyometric, exercises, things of that nature. Also want to incorporate flexibility exercise 3 to 4 days a week. Purpose for that was just to make sure help with recovery and reduce injuries at the same time. I also wanted to put together aerobic workouts about 15-20 minutes. This way it kept the stimulus engaged the entire time, so it wasn't too long, not too short spurts, good amount of rest periods in between to get the maximal output for that, and added a variety of strength training techniques along to go with the plyometric exercises, box jumps, things of that nature. The intensity had to change from high intensity to moderate due to the pregnancy, so I had to bring a lot of that volume down in the stimulus, so that way she was more focused on the contraction of the muscles rather than more so of a higher volume of training. And so with this, I wanted to integrate about 2 rest days per week. The percentage of a 1 rep max progressed from the first mesocycle to the second. I wanted to keep the reps and sets of each movement the same throughout the weeks, as the 1 rep max had to increase in order to gain some lean substantial muscle. And also I had to think about incorporating a good amount of core exercises in order for her lower back pain that she has had over the years. So I had to do a lot of things, make sure there wasn't a pelvic tilt in certain exercises such as a plank. So I had to really engage her core and her glutes in a good neutral position in each core exercise that I threw her way. Some of the exercises techniques for the lower body and upper body in the videos are in this position here. For the RDL, prior was a deadlift, but due to the pregnancy I had to reduce that to a RDL in order to limit the compound exercise. And then for the upper body, this is for the bent over row. So that also changed as far as the amount of resistance that I was able to apply to her. So the application of faith integration. So this, this class is going to go a long way for me. As of wanting to work with collegiate athletes. I learned a lot over these past few weeks. And that I think it's going to help better me as an individual as far as programming and growth and things of that nature, and also help me going forward as far as going for my CSCS, which is my next plan of motion to do so in the coming weeks. It helped me, change gears a little bit to going from, a normal individual to a pregnant person within the same, obviously, same setting. But so for me, I had to change things on the fly and and apply things that were safe and applicable for her to maintain, proper positioning technique and proper resistance. So for me, being a CrossFit coach as well as a personal trainer, so this was really easier for me to apply, proper techniques and critiquing these techniques as far as faults and common errors for my client, and that was easy for me, and as well as encouraging for me to know that this is something I really, really want to do, short term and long term. So these three Bible verses that applied to kinesiology for me, Matthew 5:16, in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. And then James 1:5 says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. In Hebrews 13, and do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. We can demonstrate Christ-likeness in the field of kinesiology by helping those struggling with health issues, weight issues, etc., and give them the proper knowledge to be successful. Christ gave us the necessary tools to be successful in life and reach the gates of heaven. So showing encouragement, love, compassion to others in their times of weakness will demonstrate our love for others as God loves us. And these are my references